All right, so continuation. I think that we are all encouraged to leave home at 18, and we have so much friction in our homes that we want to leave home at 18. Some of us leave before 18. Some of us can't even stay in our homes to be safe, so our homes are terrible within our community. I can't speak for other people because I don't know what's going on over there, but I can speak for mine, and I know that our homes are terrible. Terrible. I was hard-pressed to find anyone with a happy home. I'm going through my mental Rolodex right now, and I'm just thinking of all my friends growing up. And I did have white friends, and they came from broken homes too. I don't know about Jennifer, but Kristen definitely did. But Dad lived in a high-rise apartment, and we used to go sit in the jacuzzi, and on the cold winter Colorado nights, and at her mama's house, she had the house instead of the penthouse, and so the pantry was always fully stocked with the snacks, and we would go downstairs in the basement and play with the Barbies. She had real Barbies, and we would sing What a Man and Shoot, and we would always fight over who saw it's gonna be Spinderella. Yes, I miss my white friends. Damn, I had a white stepmama, and I had a whole stint where I did in white America where I was the only black person in my entire grade. So that's why I am kumbaya with everybody, because I have been here, there, and everywhere. But I do remember I was 14 years old before I saw my first Mexican, because I got a flat tire on the east side. I think that's the side that they live on in Colorado, right outside of a nightclub. And everybody was brown. And I was like, I think these are Mexicans. Oh shit, there's Mexicans in Colorado. Because communities are so separate. I lived in the black community. I only saw black people. The only white people I saw were my teachers. I lived in Germany, and my stepmom was white, so I guess I have my earliest memory of seeing a white person. I have got totally distracted, but this is interesting to me. My earliest white person was my stepmom, and I moved to Germany, so it's kind of white over there. So I was around 6 years old. I remember they had the MREs inside the seat, and I used to eat them. I could still taste them. I could hear them like in my ear right now. I remember those MREs. That household was so fucking strict, y'all. And that's why I'm so militaristic and one foot in front of the other, because I grew up in an army household. Well, I didn't grow up, but I did a few years there. I did a few years here, did a few years there, so I got a little background everywhere. But yeah, that military shit was tough. And that was definitely a child should be seen, not heard household. Anyway, so what I was saying was we're encouraged to all live separately. And so I'm pretty much in the space where everything that I have been told to do is probably wrong. So we've all been encouraged to live separately. And we're like spending our entire paychecks to keep a roof over our head, let alone I can't afford a car. I remember when I came back and I was a teacher's assistant, because I never got my certification because I got kicked out of my certification program side of my master's program. So I had to teach a year or be an assistant a year in order to become a teacher, something like that. Anyway, so I'm an assistant, and I couldn't afford to pay rent and daycare with a master's degree, and I'm an educator. And so I was like, okay. I lived with a friend and put my daughter in one of the dirtiest daycares. She was always so sick that I thought she had allergies. No, it was just a dirty-ass DES daycare. Nothing against it. When my vision comes to fruition, I am going to open daycares. I'm going to open low-income daycares, but they're going to give top-notch, pristine education. Because our low-income babies deserve the best too. Not just the people who could pay for it. Why is there a price on education? Like, for real. It's preschool. Preschool is setting the child up. Preschool is setting the child up for success. And why, depending on how big your pocketbook, depends on the level of preparation your child has for kindergarten. And of course, we already know how that plays out. You know, the little black boys and girls aren't getting the preparation they need. And so now they're going into school unprepared, and they're coming from households that may or may not have taught them the basic, be quiet and fall in line rules. Because I'm not saying there's a right and a wrong way. Per my 17-year-old, my 3 and 5-year-old are out of control, so who knows what it is. But they want us to spend all our resources living separately when we all need to come together communally, even with our own families. But if we're warring with our families, we could never buy a piece of land and build a small little community for us and something that we could sustain for ourselves. We can never do that because we can't even fucking get along. Can y'all imagine? And I can see where people were saying COVID was a test. 2020 was a test. But, can y'all imagine? You ain't even got to imagine. Do y'all realize that we are one delivery cycle away from pandemonium? Y'all saw how these motherfuckers acted behind the toilet paper. We are one supply chain break away from pandemonium. Now, if the powers that be decided to cut us off, we're fucked. And that's the whole point. We're supposed to stay dependent on them. And I don't want to let y'all know my conspiracy theorist side, because I don't think it's really conspiracy theories. I just think it's I'm awakening to the fraud that everything is. And of course, once you're waking up to the fact that everything is a freaking fraud, you're considered a conspiracy theorist. That person's crazy. I am crazy. I own my shit. I'm sure every real crazy person knows they're crazy. And they probably embrace that shit. I embrace mine. But what is crazy? Somebody who doesn't think like everybody else? Hell yeah, I'm crazy. So anyway, I think we all, and it is my vision to buy a plot of land and build homes for my family and to become self-sustained as much as possible. And I meet a lot of wonderful women out here that I got my eye on. I don't know anybody's name, and we need to get that together because I'm believing TikTok may not always be here. I'm on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, not Facebook, I'm on Instagram and YouTube. I have a YouTube account, but I only TikTok. So when they take this away, it's just going to dagger to the heart. Ooh. But yeah, I see a lot of y'all out here with some skills that will look quite lovingly in my little community that I'm planning in my head. I'm kidding, but I'm so serious. Why do I need to learn how to farm when there's a sister out there who got a beautiful garden and a beautiful vegetable situation going on? Does she just come live with us instead of the shanty ghettos in the city? In summary, I think we all should try to fix our family so that we can stick together and build together and prepare ourselves for whatever is next. And if we can, get away from civilization, because this shit's gonna go to shit. It's gonna go to shit. We are one delivery away from pandemonium.